Here's a cold, harsh truth I need everyone to understand. The biggest reason most people stay broke isn't because of bad luck, low wages, or heck, even the economy. It's because they're playing the completely wrong game with money. The fact is, the wealthy know secrets about money that poor people don't even realize exist. And my goal for this video is to expose 15 things poor people don't know about making money. Honestly, some of these might sting. Some will make you laugh. But I can guarantee all of them will flip the way you think about wealth. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at money the same way again. 15. Money loves speed, not hesitation. Let's start with the facts. Most poor people think you need to overthink every single move with money, paralyzed by fear, waiting for the perfect moment. And this is the first point I want you to take from this video. Because the rich, they understand money rewards action. They invest quickly, start businesses faster, and pounce on opportunities while others are still making pros and cons lists. Money doesn't like waiting, it likes momentum. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed because you were waiting for everything to line up perfectly? Successful people know there's no perfect time. They launch the business, buy the asset, or make the call, even when it's uncomfortable. They know speed beats perfection because hesitation kills deals. Like a hot stock tip or a real estate deal, hesitation means someone else will grab it first. A classic example. Jeff Bezos didn't wait for the internet to become mainstream before starting Amazon. He jumped in early and learned along the way. And look at Amazon now. Poor people, on the other hand, often wait until it's safe. And by the time they move, the gold rush is over. Now, don't get me wrong, speed doesn't mean recklessness. It means being decisive, taking calculated risks quickly, and adjusting as you go. Every day you hesitate is a day someone else makes the money you could have earned. But hey, what good is speed if you're running in the wrong direction? That brings us to the next thing poor people miss completely. 14. Making money is about solving problems, not working harder. This is one of the things I mentioned in our previous video. Poor people often believe that working harder equals earning more. That's why they stack 2 jobs, grind 12-hour shifts, and still wonder why they're broke. The rich? They solve problems. Every dollar they earn is tied to how big of a problem they can fix. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. You're not paid by the hour, you're paid by the value you bring. Just think about a huge company like Uber. The founders didn't drive millions of rides themselves. They solved the problem of unreliable taxis. That solution created billions in value. Or consider Elon Musk. He's not rich because he works 100 hours a week, but because he tackles massive problems like electric cars and space travel. Solving problems also scales. You can only work so many hours in a day, but a solution can earn money 24/7. When you shift from trading time to trading solutions, your earning potential explodes. And if you think value comes from just doing more, oh, you're in for a rude awakening with this next one. 13 income streams are not optional, they're survival. Watch this. Ask a poor person how they make money. They'll say 1 job. Ask a rich person. They'll list at least 7 income streams. Multiple income streams aren't a luxury anymore, they're insurance. The wealthy build several money faucets, so when one dries up, they're still sipping champagne. Here's the harsh truth. Depending on a single paycheck is like balancing on one leg in a hurricane. One layoff, one bad month, and you're wiped out. Rich people spread their risk. They invest in stocks, rental properties, side businesses, and even digital assets. Each stream may start small, but together they create financial stability and freedom. Take someone like Shaquille O'Neal. He didn't just rely on his NBA salary. He invested in tech, franchises, and countless ventures. Even after retiring, his money still works for him. Poor people think extra streams are too much work, while the rich know they're the only way to truly escape the grind. Multiple streams also let you take bigger risks. When you know rent is covered by one stream, you can take chances with another. This flexibility is where wealth is born. But having multiple streams is useless if you keep making this next mistake that poor people never catch. 12. Money grows when you stop killing it with bad debt. Here's a mistake I used to fall for a while back. Poor people think credit cards are like free money. They rack up high-interest debt on things that lose value the moment they swipe. The rich? They use debt like a weapon, leveraging it for investments, not liabilities. The secret isn't avoiding debt, it's using it smartly. Bad debt is like a leak in your financial bucket. It drains faster than you can fill it. Maxed out credit cards, payday loans, and financing luxury items trap you in a cycle where you're working to pay interest, not build wealth. Rich people avoid this trap by only borrowing when the debt can produce more income than it costs. Imagine taking a $10,000 loan. A poor mindset uses it to buy a car that depreciates. A wealthy mindset uses it to buy a rental property or start a business that earns far more than the loan's interest. The difference isn't the debt itself, it's what the debt is used for. Smart debt builds, dumb debt buries. Stop feeding banks interest and start making debt work for you. By the way, if you're still watching at this point, I just want to say these truths are only the beginning. When you finish watching this, go back and watch our Financial Freedom playlist to get the full breakdown. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a member to never miss a beat. Anyway, now we move on to the one thing poor people always think is a complete scam, but the wealthy swear by. 11. Investing early beats investing big. Listen closely, because I need you to understand this clearly. Poor people wait to save enough before investing. Newsflash, you'll never feel like you have enough. The rich start early, even with small amounts, because they understand compounding, the magic of money-making babies while you sleep. Time is your greatest weapon, not the amount you start with. Here's the beauty of it. Even a small investment started in your 20s can outgrow a large investment made in your 40s, simply because it has more time to compound. This is why wealthy people start their kids investing early. They know time in the market always beats timing the market. Poor people delay because they think they need thousands to start, but apps and brokerages today let you begin with spare change. Wealthy people don't wait to feel ready. They let time do the heavy lifting. The earlier you start, the less you have to contribute, and the sooner your money starts working harder than you. But compounding isn't just for money, it applies to this next overlooked truth too. 10. Skills compound faster than savings. Remember this golden rule for life. Most people chase money, rich people chase skills. Every skill you learn, sales, marketing, investing, compounds in value, making you more valuable and harder to replace. Poor people stop learning after school. The rich never stop. Here's why this is such a game changer. When you invest in learning a new skill, it doesn't just pay you once, it pays you forever. A good skill multiplies your earning potential with every job, business, or project you touch. For example, learning to code can lead to freelancing, tech startups, or consulting. Learning how to sell can open doors in any industry because every business needs sales. Think of it this way. If you learn a skill that helps you earn an extra $10,000 a year and you use that skill for 30 years, that's $300,000, and that's without even factoring in raises, promotions, or business growth. Unlike savings, which sit in a bank growing slowly, skills skyrocket in value the more you apply them. Poor people often believe learning ends with a diploma. Wealthy people treat every day as a classroom. They read, take courses, find mentors, and practice relentlessly. This constant improvement makes them impossible to compete with. The truth is, skills are assets that no market crash or inflation can take away from you. Once you own them, they pay dividends for life. And while they're busy learning, they're also doing something else poor people almost never do. 9. Networking is worth more than hard work. I've said this over and over, and I'll say it again. The saying, "It's not what you know, it's who you know," isn't a joke. Poor people think networking is awkward small talk. The wealthy know it's the ultimate money cheat code. Your network can open doors. Your resume never will. Here's why networking is so powerful. Opportunities rarely show up on job boards. They're passed through conversations, referrals, and relationships. A single connection can shortcut years of struggle. Rich people attend events, join mastermind groups, and actively nurture relationships because they know one introduction can change everything. Think of Warren Buffett's partnership with Charlie Munger or Steve Jobs' relationship with Steve Wozniak. These connections shaped entire industries. They didn't just work hard, they worked smart by aligning themselves with the right people. Networking isn't begging, it's providing value and building trust. When you help others succeed, they remember you when an opportunity arises. Poor people avoid networking because they fear rejection or think they have nothing to offer, while wealthy people see it as planting seeds that will eventually grow into opportunities. The right network accelerates success faster than any amount of solo effort. Build relationships before you need them, and they'll pay dividends for life. But even with the right people, the poor still sabotage themselves with this belief. 8. Money is emotional, not just logical. Simply put, this means that poor people treat money like math. The rich treat it like psychology. They know fear and greed drive markets, that spending is emotional, and that controlling your emotions around money is the ultimate power move. This is why investors panic sell during crashes and why people buy overpriced gadgets they don't need. Emotions dictate financial decisions more than spreadsheets ever could. Wealthy people train themselves to stay calm when markets drop and to avoid getting swept up in hype when things rise. They understand that mastering your mindset is more valuable than any stock tip. Think of the famous quote by Warren Buffett. He says, "Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful." He's pointing to emotional discipline. Poor people often do the opposite. Buy high out of FOMO and sell low out of fear. Even everyday spending is emotional. Retailers manipulate feelings with sales, ads, and limited time offers. Rich people see through the tricks. They buy with intention, not impulse. They know money decisions driven by emotion often lead to regret. Master your emotions and you master your money. Lose control and money will always control you. Which leads us to one of the most mind-blowing truths about money that poor people rarely grasp. 7. Saving alone will never make you rich. Let's face it, poor people obsess over saving pennies while ignoring how to earn dollars. They cut coupons, skip coffee, and think they're winning. Meanwhile, the rich focus on growing income, not shrinking expenses. You can't save your way to wealth. You have to grow it. Here's the problem. Savings accounts barely keep up with inflation. While you're proudly hoarding cash in a low-interest account, the value of that money is silently shrinking. Rich people use savings for security, not growth. Their real wealth comes from investments that multiply their money over time. Think of it like planting seeds. Saving is like putting seeds in a jar. Safe, but they'll never grow. Investing is planting those seeds in fertile soil and letting them become trees that bear fruit year after year. Sure, cutting expenses has its place, but there's a limit to how much you can cut. There's no limit to how much you can earn. The wealthy focus on expanding their income streams and putting their money into assets that generate more cash. Saving alone gives you safety. Investing and income growth give you freedom. Stop thinking like a hoarder and start thinking like a builder. And the way they grow, it ties directly to this next principle. 6. Money works harder than you ever could. Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Poor people work for money. The rich make money work for them. Every dollar they earn is put to work. Invested, compounded, reinvested. If your money isn't working while you sleep, you'll be working until you die. Here's why this principle is life-changing. Human energy has limits, but money doesn't. You can only work so many hours in a week, while invested money works 24/7. Wealthy people treat every dollar like an employee whose job is to make more dollars. They put their money into stocks, businesses, and assets that generate income without them lifting a finger. Think of someone who invests in rental properties. While they sleep, tenants are paying off their mortgage and creating equity. Or take dividends from stocks. They keep paying whether you're on vacation or binge-watching Netflix. This is how rich people escape the trap of trading time for money. Poor people often let money sit idle in a low-interest savings account or spend it as soon as it arrives. Wealthy people know idle money is lazy money, and lazy money doesn't build wealth. They reinvest profits, let compounding do the heavy lifting, and watch their wealth snowball. Every dollar you earn can either sit around or work tirelessly for you. The choice determines whether you'll ever truly be free. But what good is money working for you if you keep making this rookie mistake? 5. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer. As I've discussed in recent videos, poor people earn more and immediately spend more. Bigger house, nicer car, flashier clothes. The rich, they live below their means, especially when they're building wealth. They upgrade their lifestyle only after their assets pay for it. And speaking of assets, here's something poor people misunderstand completely. 4. Assets buy freedom, not just things. Now this might sound obvious, but I'll say it anyway. Poor people see money as a way to buy stuff. The rich see money as a way to buy freedom. Assets, real estate, stocks, businesses generate cash flow that buys back your time. Time, not things, is the ultimate flex. Here's the difference. Liabilities take money out of your pocket, while assets put money in it. That luxury car, it drains you. That rental property, it pays you every month. Rich people prioritize buying income-producing assets first, then let those assets fund their luxuries. Think about someone who owns a small apartment building. The rent checks cover their expenses and provide passive income. Eventually, those assets allow them to step away from the grind and focus on what they love. Poor people, on the other hand, work their entire lives to pay for things that depreciate and never give anything back. It's a simple concept. The more assets you control, the freer you become. If you want to escape the rat race, stop spending to look rich and start investing to become free. But to build assets, you need to master this next concept most poor people ignore. 3. The rich play offense, not defense. Poor people play defense with money. They save, avoid risks, and hope nothing bad happens. The rich play offense. They take calculated risks, invest aggressively, and create opportunities. Playing it safe is the riskiest move of all. And the final 2 secrets, these are the ones that separate the wealthy from everyone else. 2. Money is a game you must learn to play. Most poor people don't realize money has rules. Rules you were never taught in school. The rich study the game, learn the rules, and bend them in their favor. Taxes, leverage, investing, they use every tool available. If you don't learn the game, you're just a pawn in someone else's. And finally, the ultimate truth that ties everything together. 1. Wealth is built quietly, then celebrated loudly. Poor people chase looking rich. Designer clothes, expensive cars, flexing on Instagram. The rich quietly stack assets, invest, and let compound interest do its thing. By the time you notice they're rich, they've been wealthy for years. Stop trying to look rich and start actually building wealth. Bottom line, these aren't just tips, they're a wake-up call. Every single one of these can shift the way you approach wealth forever, but only if you act on them. You've got 2 choices now. Keep scrolling and forget this, or use these secrets to start building your future. If you're serious about leveling up, comment the words wealth mindset, so I know who's following. As a matter of fact, there are actually only 12 high-income skills that only the wealthy can truly master. We break down each skill step by step in this next video. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.